Hey there, Becky Cortino here. Welcome to LivRad The Podcast, created to inspire living creatively, flourishing unconventionally, the original life hack. Welcome to our new season. LivRad The Podcast began in 2018. While I have dropped a few episodes, I had to take a break and focus on getting my forgiveness book, Restoring the Broken Places in an Unforgiving World, written. After 5 years of deep dive study about forgiveness and relationships, and struggling with figuring out how to write this book with such an important message, Restoring was published in fall 2020. That's right, Restoring was released out in the world right in the middle of the pandemic. The response and support for it has been amazing. You can take a peek at my forgiveness book at forgivenessbook.beckycortino.org. That's forgivenessbook.beckycortino.org. In this new season, I will be sharing insights based on what I learned from writing Restoring. When I wrote Restoring the Broken Places in an Unforgiving World, my heartfelt desire was to present a clear picture of what forgiveness is and how grace happens in real life. There are a lot of books on the market about forgiveness, and I set out to write a different book on the subject. My book on forgiveness is designed to take you through the ins and outs of forgiving. We've all been there. If we're honest, most of us are still there, working our way to forgiveness or not, right now. In 20 plus years of ministry work within my community, I have seen most personal problems arising from broken relationships needing grace. These people's problems are not solved by telling them endless beautiful stories of forgiveness, all tied up with gorgeous bows of grace, sealed with a happy ending. Again, if we're honest, for many of us, the happy endings are yet to be found out there somewhere in the future. What we really need right now is to understand what forgiveness is, because evidently many of the books on forgiveness have not hit the mark, helping people solve their relational issues with the needed tools and understanding. As I look back to a previous LivRad podcast episode entitled New Year, New You, released in January 2020, all in all, I think the message still holds promise and testimony to us of what is yet to come. We've been through a lot, haven't we? The pandemic, with the aftermath of that, and now continued waves of new variants. With wars, and wars ending, so they say. We all know with mankind the wars never really end. Worldwide hunger, strife, natural disasters, strike ongoing. Everyday life difficulties and never-ending challenges are still with each of us, as they have been since time began on this earth. We're still going through a lot, and yet we have hope for better things to come. Romans 5:5 says, "And hope does not disappoint, because the love of God has been poured out within our hearts through the Holy Spirit who was given to us." Hope doesn't disappoint. Now that's a thought we can hang on to as we make our way through these crazy, uncertain days, isn't it? And it also helps make our way more sure as we work toward restoring the broken places in our lives. A lot of people are hurting, and many have serious relational issues they need to address. Statistics show COVID-19 has compounded personal issues and contributed to challenging relationships. In these uncertain times, people are searching for hope, and they want to regain peace in their lives. So what's holding them back? A majority of people value relationships as highest priority. They recognize relational challenges need to be addressed, yet their attempts haven't been successful. They would do anything to fix their relational issues and breaks, but are unsure how. To regain the peace we want in our lives and to restore broken relationships, we have to do something to repair them. Restoring relationships takes dedicated effort, determination, and dedication 24/7. Unfortunately, the things we most often do in our attempt to fix a broken relationship aren't working and never will. 2020 taught most of us that we cannot control everything in our world. But the one thing we can always control is how we live life and regard relationships. We can choose peace or chaos, tossing about in a sea of discord for as long as we allow. Or we can begin the daunting process of making things right, working toward restoration, and living our best life. It's essential to understand what forgiveness is and what it is not. Even if we thought we knew, it's critical to learn how to give and get forgiveness. Sometimes we thought we already did this forgiveness thing, or shelved a troubling matter as an impossible issue. But still it persists. It's key to realize why forgiveness is an essential to living and how it is possible. So friend, are you struggling to regain the peace you long for in life? Do you want to restore broken relationships with people who are important to you, but you don't know where to begin? Are you ready to transform your life in new ways that will help you experience greater joy? So I ask you, are you invested in your relationships, in yourself? If you are, and if you want to understand what forgiveness really is, how to get and give grace for real, read Restoring the Broken Places in an Unforgiving World. I wrote this book for you and for me. It's not my story. It's our story because it's about you and me, because relationships matter. Restoring the Broken Places in an Unforgiving World is available wherever books are sold online and in bookstores. More information about my forgiveness book may be found on forgivenessbook.beckycortino.org. That's forgivenessbook.beckycortino.org. This I know, the most effective way to repair relational breaks is by following a tried and true model with time-tested steps proven to be effective. Doesn't it seem we should have this system down by now? If we did, all would be well. Continually thinking or saying we have already dealt with a relational problem doesn't make it so. Shelving or ignoring the situation simply allows it to remain. We have a choice in putting troubling relational issues and challenges to rest. Join me on this journey on the road to forgiveness. I'll share with you what I've learned in my deep dive forgiveness study. Coming up in this new season of LivRad The Podcast, we'll explore how to improve relationships, learn what forgiveness really is and isn't. We'll discuss how to effectively restore life's broken places so we can really enjoy all the good things life holds. You're invited. I can't wait to share what I've learned with you.